Yeah, well, oh yeah, I lit up the screen. It's live, isn't it? Hi, if anybody's here. Nobody's here yet. Oh, 5 people here. But I'm not really going to get going until people say, introduce yourselves. There's going to be some changes at Kiwi Farms real soon. Exactly what we're going to do, I don't know. But Josh Moon and I did come to a one-on-one understanding of my wants and needs, and I think he understands that. I don't know, we didn't talk about it much. I was talking in terms of like, look, just give me this, and I'll make sure when the shit flies that it doesn't hit you. And I think he accepted that, because the shit is going to fly eventually. That's a promise. And that's part of what I'll talk about tonight. I'm going to read a bunch of legal stuff, just so people understand how I don't need to have a copyright. I have personality rights. These people have cost me millions of dollars in the last 10 years. Okay? Millions. 10 years, $1 million? Maybe. I don't like to work that hard. Hi, Ear Consent. How you doing? You look like you may be like one of them pedophile crusaders. Are you? Because I got no time for you people anymore. Just like, just take that nonsense away from me. Is that what you're here for? Auntie Tommy's real upset right now about something. There was a birth in the family. And the child's parents are absolutely certain that it's a girl. And that's got me a little upset, because I don't want to have to watch this child grow up praying that they're really a girl and not a transgender man or some other gender variant. Because the way these people were talking and the way their friends got angry with me when I tried to point out, well, the current, excuse me. I don't want anybody to harass anybody, please. I really don't. Nothing that Sneasel or any of Sneasel's cohorts tell you about me is accurate. Nothing they said I actually said. Gladly. I haven't all day. And I have some fresh reads. But I'll get around to it eventually. These people have been gaslighting me for 20 years. Okay? 20 fucking years I've been putting up, it's not me mad at the internet, okay? The internet is where I work and play. And I don't go on with a script. And I'm not I don't have racing thoughts right now. For instance, Sneasel's running, I gotta go on a manic break. Can't do that. And what's really happening is they're driving Dee Price over the edge, encouraging her to just trash him. And it's just sad. Anybody here a member of AMB want to talk about what they're doing to Dee? I really need to talk to somebody about that shit. I tried to say something to Lulu, and she's just like, I'm gonna do it. Like, okay. And what am I looking for? Oh yeah, I got the strap. We need the reads. But you know, I'm first generation rainbow hippie. You know, actually, you know, Noah was the first rainbow hippie, and I'm out of that bloodline, and it's kind of the blessing and curse of my tribe, Levi, is that we're the ones chosen to lead the nation that was chosen to be the light to the world, to be the teachers, the healers, the builders, the shepherds, the orchard tenders. That's what the Jews were supposed to do. We weren't supposed to have the mightiest army. We were God's army. So we're supposed to do. But then, you know, imperialism just insisted on taking over. And right from the beginning, after Moses walked off, you know, they say Moses died, but they never found his body. They probably picked him up. Moses probably never died. Enoch never died. Elijah never died. And Jesus never actually died. No telling how many more have been picked up over the ages. But they're coming to do it. They promised me that I would wake up into a world in 2021 that was cleansed of this madness. I'm calling it kaleidoscopic stupidity now. My Facebook feed. Yeah, I'm so sick of debating the age of consent with people that just come, oh, you sound like a pedophile neighborhood. Hey. I'm saving myself for God, okay? God's been boning me in my dreams all my life. Or something, you know, something that I will worship to stick his thing in me. My ideal age of consent is 16. I think by 16, a person has matured emotionally and physically. You know, this is an important consideration that you aren't really your cortex, your cerebral cortex, which is like where your hive centers. They aren't really. Sorry, dude. Questions like that are not welcome. Yeah, no, you're gonna disappear, man. You're not, you're not gonna be around here. But anyway, the cerebral cortex hasn't really finished growing until you're 25, 30. And it doesn't really have to ever stop. You know, you know, this guy is such a fucking ghoul. This let me get his name. This guy is this is what I ran away from. This motherfucker at Stanford. And it happened about the same time. He was he's like my brother's age, I think. Oh no, he's younger than me. That's right, he's my sister's age. This guy's born in 1957. His name's Robert Sapolsky. And he was born into an Orthodox Jewish family, and he just right after his bar mitzvah, I think, he just, okay, fuck this, and became an atheist. And studied gorillas. Dissected their brains a lot. That kind of shit. Now, I don't know what his techniques were, but it's just, that's the kind of, you know, Dr. Bob talks about the Church of Modern Medicine, and it started out like on these operating tables in the late 18th century, where they were just carving people up, carving animals up to see what was inside of them. And over the course of time, this church has completely suppressed all the whole earth medicine of all the indigenous people of the world. You know, running around talking about cures and keys to hydroxychloroquine. The key to defeating infectious diseases is immune health. We're breathing bugs all day long, every day. Millions of them on our skin, trillions, all different kinds, all day long. You know why? There's millions of microbes in the air, and every breath you take. Now, if your immune system is healthy, these bugs will not be able to enter a cell and take it over, because your immune system, I need to study this better. This is not my area of specialty, actually. I'm a fish head. I think it's the white cells are going to be killing them bugs, and they aren't going to be able to infect you. They're just there, but they can't gain a port of entry. And now SARS, this COVID, you seen the pictures of it with the little, all the little tassels hanging off of it? That's how the thing gets into the cell. Hooks the cell, shoots its own genetic material into the cell. Now, if your immune system is healthy, it's not going to be able to attach that hook because the cell membrane is going to reject it. So anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, Sapolsky. Why was I talking about Sapolsky? Because I thought I had okay, the last question was, what's the ideal age of consent, and play that saxophone. I think I said, right on. You're the kind of viewer I like to have, man. These people have been dogging me for years to make sure I saw nothing but trolls. And it's tiresome, and I'm calling them redundant tards now because they're so fucking redundant. All they got to call me is hobo, pedophile, dog fucker. And not one of those is the least bit accurate. Okay? I'm a dirty fucking hippie, not a hobo. All right? Sabrina was a fully mature minor. That doesn't qualify for pedophile. Lady Dog or any other dog never had my dick in her. That doesn't qualify for fucking them. Nor has Lady Dog or any other dog ever had my finger in them, because that doesn't qualify for fingering either. What Noogies was I put my hand out and Lady just beat herself off on it. That was fucking Noogies. That's what they're calling dog fucking. Now, excuse me, that is very common among dog owners. A lot more common than most people will admit. Man, there's a lot of people that will let their male dogs hump on their leg. They'll let them. It's oh, you want to do that? Okay, go ahead. And the same with their female dogs. Oh, you want to do that? Okay, go ahead. Why would you deprive your dog of their opportunity to masturbate and then blame the master for being sexually perverted? Something wrong there. Do you masturbate or do you lie about it? This is a natural body function. It's an excretory function. It's just like pissing or shitting. It's like, your stuff is producing shit that needs to be relieved. And if you aren't getting fucked every day, you need to beat it off, or be lucky and have it just do it in a dream. And people who lie about their masturbation, those are the kind of people that rape people and shoot people and steal, set up shitty fucking business deals and stuff. People that don't admit to masturbating. Yes, I'm a jag-off, you fucking wanker. I still need to close them. I need to be closing. I need to be closing. What is this? Do I want it? Oh, God. Do I need it? Yes, I do need it. This is why I'm going nuts from the idiots. Let me read this to you. Comparative pathogenesis of COVID-19, MERS, and SARS in a non-human primate model. This is from Science Magazine. 29th of May, 2020. So this is some fresh stuff. There's probably no peer review on it. See, this is important to understand that just because a scientist says bear shit in the woods, that does not mean, oh, I did a study and my study revealed that bear shit in the woods. Now, that doesn't mean that all bears shit in the woods. Just the bears in range of this guy's study. Okay, dig? So there's all this argument about HCQ going on right now, hydroxychloroquine, and its efficacy and safety in treatment of COVID. Well, the reality of it is I'm reading the clinical reports, is that HCQ has been around for a long, long time. And yes, it's dangerous, but the people who are prescribing it are aware of the dangers and they dose accordingly. And so it's been highly successful in a lot of places for dealing with early stage COVID infections, in keeping the rate of serious cases and death down. That nothing really, exciting. There's that fucking crazy doctor Emmanuel in Houston is running around, it's cure. No, that's not what happening, bitch. They're giving them a cocktail of hydroxychloroquine, some antibiotic, and zinc. And the pathology of the situation is that the hydroxychloroquine is acting as an anti-inflammatory to make it possible for the zinc to be taken up by the cell so that the zinc can attack the virus inside the cell. And the antibiotic is there as a prophylactic to keep down the secondary infection from the bugs that are always there, that you have this immunity to already. This is that herd immunity. The problem with COVID is it's a brand new virus that nobody, unless they have overwhelmingly powerful immune system, has any kind of immunity to it, because the antibodies haven't been passed around between people. The antigens and antibodies aren't being produced in the population yet because not enough people have been affected. And then here's these fucking idiots trying to, we don't want to have more testing because you can't put together statistics that mean anything. There's no denominator if you haven't been testing. You have no denominator to use if you don't know how many cases there were against how many tests. As to what Dr. Buttar, Rashid Buttar, been screaming about from the beginning, it's like, hey, wait a minute. The only thing they have accurate count on is the number of people that walk in the door of a hospital and how many of them got sick, how sick they got, and if they died, and if they recovered, and how's the recovery going? Well, I tell you what, it ain't the flu that's going on there. Nothing even closely resembling the flu. I've never seen a bug like this in my life. They're screaming that, I have on my wall. I haven't had a chance to get down. I've been so busy. I haven't had a chance to really study it yet. But I found the link to the French guy who's claiming that it's engineered and has been getting engineered for a long time. According to David Martin, they started on this shit probably before the turn of the century, but definitely by 2002, Martin was tracking a patent on COVID. He's calling this a branded thing, and it's all about pandemic panic profiteering. I mean, God, what they're making on masks. Those fucking cloth, the paper masks are like $5 for 50. Pre-pandemic, okay? I haven't looked lately. The N95s are some like $7 a dozen. Pre-pandemic. I don't know. I mean, I just all of a sudden it's like, well, masks everywhere for sale at crazy prices. You know, they want $15, $20 for a nice cloth mask with a little thing still screened on it. Yeah. Which I know because I grew up in a sewing factory, and with slave labor and all in China, all of those masks. That's 50 cents a piece coming out of the factory. Right? 50 cents. No more than 50 cents went into the pockets of the people that made those. No more. Not a penny more. Just remember that when you pay somebody $20 for it at Walmart. I think I'd rather be playing my saxophone than smoking cigarettes and ranting. Seriously, there's an old joke. There's what? Who knows why? Does anybody know why God invented Gentiles? Who knows why God invented Gentiles? Come on, I'll wait. Somebody tell me why God invented Gentiles. Let me get rid of this cigarette. Where's my ashtray? It's buried in shit. I'm gonna need to. I don't think I'm gonna want to stay on long right now. I'm probably gonna want to go. I'm totally unglued in time because of the heat. I completely. I somewhere I lost a year. I don't know where it went, but I lost a year somehow. Not sure how. I haven't figured that out yet. I haven't sat down to really look through my pictures. But I noticed something. It's like, well, wait a minute. 2013? I was still in Austin, I thought. In 2013, didn't get here until the end of that year. But there was a photo of me already, like, presenting female at the end of 2013. So I got to go back there and see what's going on. I finally got all the discs from all the dead machines into I got a twin external drive bay, and so I got all my old discs. I got everything all ready to look for it. I'm afraid to. There's got to be 10,000 photos in there, and not a one from porn. Not a one from a porn site. I don't think, other than some transgender people that I collect. I've been doing that for most of my life. I've been kind of documenting my kindred spirits. These fuckers are all on me about, I don't know where the fuck they got this 8-year-old thing. I started masturbating at 15 and pretty much became developmentally arrested right there. And when I talk about looking at pictures that are women that look like I see myself, they're basically well into puberty, no longer children, the ones that I'm envisioning to be myself, because that's where I got developmentally arrested. People are thinking since binary terms, if this, then this. Well, sometimes people do what I do for reasons other than pedophilia. Call it weird and call it whatever you want, but don't call it pedophilia, because it's not. And you know what? I'm in the mood to get down. And I don't get down when I'm sitting down. And you know what else? I'm in the mood to set up the music stand and see what I can blow out in the way of recognizable tunes tonight. How's that sound? They're going to sound like shit. There's going to be errors all through them. But I think I want to blow some. I think I want to blow some real tunes. I've been exploring some new keys a little bit, but everything's starting to sound like the same licks to me, just in different keys. So I need to play some songs. And the other night, Misty started to come back. You know, there were, when I was on the street, I'd be cruising around with this alto saxophone looking for some place to play where I thought I could make money. And if somebody jacked me up with that, oh, do you just carry that around or play it? I'd say, well, for $5, take 5 out of the case cold and play it. And that was always good for $5. And that's such a difficult tune, and I never really worked it hard enough to get it down just right. And then I let it go completely when I left Austin. I've had enough of that. It's not going where I wanted to go. But I was playing Misty, Take 5, Summertime, MASH, Moondance, the Saints Go Marching In. Yeah, I pull a lot of that shit out. I had tons of that kind of shit with just, you know, little ditties, all these different ditties, but they're just gone now. I lost a lot of horns over the years, and then in 1999 I lost all my music at the Rainbow Gathering in the rain. And I never really rebuilt my music library beyond the fake books for E flat and B flat. I got a Spyro Gyra book, but it's in C, so I have to sit down and transpose all the sax parts. I'm too lazy to do that, and I can't sight transpose. I probably should practice sight transposing with the book because I know the tunes real well. I love the Spyro Gyra tunes. I saw them live at Six Flags in Arlington. Well, what a concert. They played their last tune, Try to Leave the Stage. Nah, that ain't happening. And those people screamed them back on stage and got 20 more minutes out of them. Standing on their seats. They walk by, you're packing up to walk off, and everybody's screaming, no, no. And they just keep packing up to walk off. And then they walk off, and they're still screaming, and they had to come back on. Well, let's see what we got here tonight. I really need to close down before I get going. I want to close down a bunch of this. You know, I need to lighten the load on the machine. So the machine's carrying a big load right now. At least it's responding. It's not bogging us. This is a good machine. I found it in the garbage. A week, 1 week before there wasn't 7 days left in the HP. You know, I use that, you know, little square desktop. There wasn't a week left to the Windows 10, which I hated. Boy, I hate that program. I just really don't like the Windows 10 desktop at all. 7's fine. You know, I like the way 7. I got it tamed. I rarely have problems with it. And I rarely have problems that don't occur in the browser. And that's just because of the fucking cookies. Everybody wants to know what you're doing. and the cookies get in there, and they have to have their resources too, and it's just fuck cookies. What have I don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. That sucks too much bandwidth. I'll just open it up when I need it. Ed doesn't want to close. The Hotmail. And that's why, because it had a second newspaper it was connected to. And that doesn't want to close either. I get my Nextdoor. You guys know about Nextdoor? I don't know if they. I'm sure they have it everywhere. It's probably franchise shit. It was basically community forum for neighborhood, divided by neighborhoods. Like the one for Tucson, you sign up and tell them what neighborhood you're in, and then that's what they feed you. And you can join groups in your neighborhood or do citywide groups, and that's cool, but it's kind of like dirty. Not much of interest to me on there. Let's hit that into the bookmarks. Ah, shit. Every time you fucking, I sure, I'm becoming a Luddite. The technology and the software running it has gotten beyond my ability to keep up. I need to know how. Well, let me tell you what's happening first. Every time I open my Google, the Chrome, on a new drive, what I had put into it on the old drive does not carry forward in the browser at all. It's all on the old drive. There's nothing in the cloud that they create for my Chrome account. It's all on my own drive. Which is kind of weird because I'd like to know where my fucking Gmail sits. I sure don't want all of I sure don't want that whole archive on my drive. I never delete anything. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed soon, real soon. I'm kind of fading. I'll probably just play for a little bit and then pack it. Tell me what are your best times, because I'm real flexible. This is my studio. This is where I live, and I'm kind of a 24-hour creature. You never know when I'm going to be awake. I only sleep a few hours at a time anymore, but I might do it 3 or 4 times a day if I can get away with it. Oh boy, yeah. I'm just gonna play and then quit. I'm ready because I only had about I'm not even sure. I am so unglued in time. I just don't believe it. I had laid down Friday in the afternoon sometime, and this time of year, out my patio door, without seeing the sun itself, 6 o'clock in the morning and 6 o'clock in the evening, the light's about the same. So I get up and I'm thinking, okay, it's crack of dawn, and what are we gonna do? And it took me a few minutes before I realized, oh, wait a minute, it's 6 p.m. God, that's just so delusional. Wow. I mean, this is how stupid, Patrick Kelly is a professional liar. And this is what Dee thinks of I told he started a thread that is titled "Girls Start Becoming Sexually Active by 12," and highlighted some things in a comment I made sharing a news story about how Epstein pal Alan Dershowitz argued that statutory rape was an outdated concept. And I shared it with, the viewpoint of my networks, my family, where 15 is too low because they're probably not emotionally mature enough to make the right decisions. And girls, there were an 11-year-old girl in my class and in my sister's class that got pregnant. One in my sister's class had twins. So fuck this. Just fuck this. Close down. Say fuck them. I don't even want to talk about that shit. It's just making me sick to my stomach. Okay, and we're not going to post that. Oh boy, this was just amazing. I'm going to share this with you. This was just fucking Trevor Noah on July 30th did a daily show, Justice for Breonna Taylor. Boy, he just really lit it up, and I was kind of half-assed paying attention. And then he said, "Boy, they just came in there like they were getting paid to shoot by the bullet." And that was like, ding, because that's how we paid our sewing workers, was by the inch. And the next ding was more like a bomb, because that's how they broke into the Black Panther Party headquarters in Chicago on December 4th, 1969. And there were 600 rounds, more than 600 rounds inbound to the apartment, and one shotgun slug out that the guy sleeping by the bed got off before they filled him full of lead. And it was like, God bless Trevor Noah, was the way I shared it. It was like, I just couldn't believe how hard he hit them and what he hit them with, which is interesting because he's not American. And I'm wondering how he got. I'm going to have to listen to it some more. Let's get down exactly what he was saying and where he got it, because he didn't grow up in America. He's South African. But I suppose, black, white, people don't come in black and white. They just don't. You show me a black person. Who can show me a black person? Who can show me a white person? Anywhere but on Star Trek with TV actors and makeup. We want to close these things down. I think I got enough clothes where it's got enough researchers back. Yeah, I'm definitely fading. I don't think I'm going to stay much longer, but I'll be back later after I get some sleep. Oh, I didn't need to do that. But what I do need. There were 120 people arrested in Omaha on the 27th, 28th. Lots of minor injuries. They're shooting with all sorts of shit. Okay. Yeah, I'm about cooked. Oh Jesus, I haven't been paying attention here. Oh, it varies. These guys are real cheap. They're like, I think it was 75 cents a piece is what they came out to. Most of them are at least $2. Yeah, fake Tom Madeira, bye. You're reported, motherfucker. Who else is here I need to report? Well, that hobo, that is not yet. You're not Tom Madeira, so goodbye. XP was where I finally tamed the bitch. Shit. Boy, before that Windows 10 died, I saw a blue screen. Was the last thing I saw on that Windows 10. It gave me a fucking blue screen of death, and then I could never get it back after that. I hadn't seen one of those since XP. I finally got that shit under control with XP. And hobo, that's the only thing I'd agree with somebody like you on is that South African, but Trevor Noah is not any particular South African. Okay, so I'm not really happy about foreign commentators, but I don't get all bent out of shape, and I don't diss them just because they're foreign. Oh. Yeah, Tommy's looking rough, but Tommy's holding in there. I get adequate sleep. I keep myself well hydrated. I'm not eating much, but then I'm overweight, so it doesn't matter. Jon Stewart is good. You know, who's that other one? Boy, he pissed me off one night. Showed his true colors. I used to like him a lot. The tall one with the glasses and dark hair. I forget whether it was transphobic shit or Zionist shit, but it was like, okay, that's the last time I'm listening to you. And I used to like him, you know, he's tall dude, late night with, I forget, because it was like last year, it was like, oh, fuck you, dude. It's like, nah, you ain't getting my eyeballs on your shit again. It was something either outrageously homophobic or outrageously Zionist, as I recall. I might be wrong because I'm old. You never know. Get back far enough. Do we have room? Yeah, I like the new layout for the room because there's room in the middle. And let's point the camera more toward the middle so I have all that space. And it's like when I get going, I need some room to move my body. It's a little fuzzy. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's not playing real crisp. It's got a little fuzz on it, which means it needs trimming. So since this is a new box, what we do is we just, ones that don't play like, oh yeah, I just put down and get a different one until I get one out of the box that plays, oh yeah. People, saxophones and saxophone reeds, until you play one, there's a lot of things you might assume about them, like, oh yeah, I just take the readout and put it on there, and whoa. It's like a crapshoot, actually, is how many of the reads are going to be good when you buy 10 of them. This is the cheapest ones out there that I could find, and they're made by Legamo, I think it's called. Lazaro. Made by Lazaro. I think it's out of Spain. That's where the manufacturer is. They're like, they're boxes of 10 and you get 2 of them. And it came to about 75 cents a unit. Then Rico is the most popular. And I just bought a box of those and went through them, and nothing flat because, you know, I get them to play, but then they wouldn't last. Rico's get soggy. And boy, soprano is just so touchy. Just so touchy. This least little error, and it breaks. It squawks. It squeaks and squawks. You know, least little error on your part in the mouth, in the way you blow in the note, and in the way you finger the note. And the horn says, fuck you. You blew it. Sorry. You hear the squeaking? I'm not sure what causes that. Probably alignment of the reed, because this one's real crispy. This one's got a crisp sound, but it's squeaking. I'm going to try and move the reed down a little further. I usually see that. You see how the tip of the reed is peeking out over the end of the mouthpiece. I don't know if you can see it because it's that's what they call the lay and the bore of the mouthpiece. Wide or narrow lay. This is a medium lay, and a medium bore. And that all varies, you know. It's not just, it's this really fascinating instrument when you get down into the mechanics of it and the history and what it can do. And it's always doing new things for me. You know, it's always, I just sit there noodling and, oh shit, did I actually do that? But between the horn and the flute, that's my main mental health anchor. You know, I no matter how bad I feel, I can make myself feel good with the music. No matter what happens ever. Dog get killed, play some music. Maybe the beat's not wet enough. I've been fasting mostly. I'm not eating much at all for the last 3 or 4 days. Just water and a little bit of food when I know I'm it's like, okay, I better get some sugar in me. And it's that time of year. We're coming into the harvest season, and I'll need to check the dates, but the Tisha B'Av is coming up. And Tisha B'Av is the most solemn day of the year for the Jews, because Tisha B'Av is the anniversary of the destruction of both temples were destroyed on Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av. And I'll tell you a whole story sometime when I've read about it recently and can get, there's just so much you can keep on the top of your head. And yeah, without, I like to read up on stuff and do a little talk on it. And I like that. That works well for me. And every time I start up on something that I'm not rehearsed on, it's like, nah, I don't know enough about this to really talk like that, which is a rare quality these days. Dunning-Kruger effect victims. I ran across something the other day that mapped out the stupid land of the Dunning-Kruger effect. Interesting. I haven't had a chance to read it, but it had an interesting graph that had Stupid Mountain and the Fraudster's Caverns in it. And it just was nice metaphors for trolls between the sociopaths that do it for fun and the psychopaths that do it for money, feeding the sociopaths with disinformation. Well, this read just doesn't want to. This read might be no good at all. This is what I was saying. It's a fucking crapshoot with reads. You should be able to pull a reed out of the box, get it wet, stick it on the horn, and wham. But not all of them do that. You buy 10, you're lucky to get 4. God, I'm so filthy. And my face is probably filthy too. I'm sitting here with a fan blowing in my face, and it's just constantly dust. I go wash my hands and face, and then 20 minutes later, I'm looking at the screen and I'm like, I'm dirty again. That's too fuzzy. That's way too fuzzy. The fuzzy ones are too thick. They need to be turned down a little bit. Yeah, saxophone players are so devious. they'll have the thing ready, ready to go. Just pick up and play before they put it down. And it makes it look like they come on and grab the horn and start blowing when they've really been warming up for 15, 20 minutes before they came put the horn out on this wait. But it looks like, oh yeah. And then all these guys are trying, all over the years, people wanted to come walk up on, and I twice now I've done it and embarrassed myself both times and just said, okay, well, anytime anybody asks, again, I'll just say, no, let's rehearse something, and I'll be glad to do a walk-on after I've rehearsed a tune with you, and we know what we're going to play. this one's squeaking a little bit too. Oh, I guess I bored the trolls, which I guess that's probably good. I don't want these people here. I don't play your game. You know, these people are just out to be stupid. It's like, okay, let's say something stupid. It's like, well, why don't you go hang out on a channel where the broadcaster likes to say something stupid? Saying something stupid like I love you. You know, nah, I don't even want to talk about that. I really fuck them. Oh, we're just laughing at you. Well, hey, I'm Heyoka. People are supposed to laugh at me. Now, if you got the right lesson out of it, okay. If not, oh well. And I'll tell you what, that Jimmy McGill, Extra Goose Sauce dude, and Sneasel and that whole crowd, that's just human garbage. And you know, that's, boy, just somebody needs to deplatform them clowns. And, you know, we're having a big thing about autism today because, like, you know, here's Kiwi Farms, and oh, we're all autistic. No, I used to all look like a bunch of assholes that didn't get disciplined properly. There's nothing organic in there. That's just well-bred assholishness. Fucking chronic, lifelong, congenital assholeitis is what happens. Man, my friend Lizzie owns the Silver Sea Jewelry Store. We were talking one night, and I asked her how she identified, because I didn't know. I mean, I knew she was queer in some way or something, or she was friends with the queer, and you just don't ask things like that unless they tell you. And I had a reason to ask her that night because I was interviewing her. And she says, well, yeah, I'm straight, but not narrow-minded, I think was what the answer was. Now, I ain't going there. Let's see where else it can go. That can almost do something, I suppose, but I'm just not feeling the flap. I'm too tired. Maybe no, it'll get too late. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. I need to get flapping. I'm not flapping. Yeah, I need some rest. I'm sorry. It's like, no, fuck that shit. This not making sense. And not go anywhere. And I'm all sweaty and tired and cramping a little bit, and I'm gonna wrap this up. Any last remarks, anybody? Yeah, I probably overstepped my boundary, but it was just the sum of it. After all of that, and just the way he came on, the way he was talking, and the effects, and then his wife comes in talking about, oh, I dream my little girl is here. You have a female child, maybe, if they didn't screw up, but they probably did. They got a female child, but they don't know if that child wants to be a girl or a boy yet. That's not right. We need to totally change the way child rearing. But then you're going to have all the conservators start up with the, well, why should we have to do something? Why do we have to give special treatment to such a small portion of the population? Wow. That is something that you need to reconsider, because you are devoting your lives and obeying the orders of less than 1/1,000,000th of a percent of the population of the world claims to own everything. Okay, so basically what you're doing by using their money, because that's what they own you with your money. And if you only use that plastic money, that's going to be the only kind of money you'll be able to use. Think about that for a while. You won't be able to get anything without that card. And you won't be able to use the card without that little chip in you. Now, me personally, it comes to that, kill me. Make you kill me. You're not going to put that in me. You can't do that without my consent in America. And that's just the way that is. And so I'm going to say adios for now. I'm going to be back probably between 10 and midnight. So thanks for coming, and see you again sometime. Rock and roll.